Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a GameReplays.org Heroes of New Earth cast. Today we have some GJs, and JS. That just means good job, good game, and let's play a scrim between Pyro and Empr. I think actually it's the Hatchet Pyros. But they're just basically like this up-and-coming team, or at least that's what everyone has been telling me. And Empire, of course, no real introductions needed for them. Someone who will need an introduction, however, is my co-caster, Jesse from the CSN League. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, Jester. Thanks for having me here tonight on your replay cast.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining me. It's kind of late. Had to cast out a lifeline, and you grabbed hold. Can't really thank you enough for that.
I'm always there for you, Jester. Don't worry about it.
Oh, man after my
I'll
own
be your
heart.
shoulder to cry on. Kind of like this Glacius here is going to be playing the hard support. Fantastic second pick, in my opinion, for this Pyro team. Really interested to watch this team. However, their name is kind of confusing to me, if you ask me. The Hatchet Pyros. I don't
Oh,
really get it. Maybe it's an inside joke. Maybe they played a game with Pyromancer and you got a hatchet. I don't know.
maybe they all get hatchets.
Do you know what that'd be interesting to see?
Well,
A
Glacius
bit
with
of
a hatchet is like wasted money, IMO. But
Hey, you never know. We've seen Carrie Iglesias before.
yes, we have that 36 and 1 scoring Glacius replay. Did you actually watch that, or no? The replay was
Yes, I did.
removed. Oh, you did get to see it.
Yeah,
Ah, and how was it?
it was hilarious in every sense of the word.
Maybe we'll have to do that one next. But back to the current phase of this game. We'll just go quickly over the bans. Voodoo Jester, Devourer Balfagor, Engineer, kind of goes without saying these days, Witch Slayer, and Dr. Repulsor. Devourer and Balfagor, those two banned right off the bat. Not too sure what's going on there. And of course, nobody really likes the whole threat factor of a Devourer, but I wonder why Balfagor has been picking up in the bans lately.
Um, Balfagor has a ridiculously game-changing ultimate, and his minions are really fantastic. Balfagor just does everything really well, and with the Blood Chalice, how it's fairly overpowered right now. I don't see a reason why not to ban him. His minions and his pushing power are just too good, and in the hands of a good player, you can't really do anything to stop them.
In the hands of a good player. That is the key, folks, and really I can't say that we don't have any bad players in this matchup. Scandal's sitting at 2,000 PSR, which just kind of spins my head. Because, I mean, like, up at that level, you get, what, 2, 3 points a game? So,
Yeah, if you look at the win-loss here, you get almost no PSR, but if you're scrimming all the time and you're playing with these top teams, and you're going to be able to get up the high PSR if you are that good. And when you get up past 1900, it really starts to show how skilled you really are. I mean, there's a lot of players who are in the mid 1800s and things like that, but they don't have to scrim. You really have to be in a scrimming team. You have to be in a good team to get up past 1800 or past 1900.
well, these guys will be proving to us how good they are, but let's go over the quick picks as they are. We've had Wretched Hag picked up for Empire with that Soul Stealer Andromeda. Andromeda's kind of telling me tri-lane down the line, which could mean, I was going to say Slither, but I see a Slither on the other side there. Glacius is also on that Hellborn team. So who do we got left? Behemoth would be great to see. Witch Slayer goes down great there. An Nymphora. Who else would actually fill out that tri-lane?
Well, there's a number of people they could pick. I think they're gonna go with an Nymphora, considering. Oh wait, no, I'm nuts. I keep thinking them DWI. I'm not entirely sure what they're actually gonna go with. There's a couple heroes that they could pick. Like there's Hellbringer still left on the board. Plague Rider is always a solid pick, although he's not that great in a tri lane. Um, really don't know what to go. If you look at the Legion team, though, I think we can kind of see their tri lanes already been formed. They just need to pick their carry with the Glacius, and so they're both really good tri lane heroes. Um, and then I think we'll be seeing the Pebbles solo mid with the Valkyrie solo against the tri lane, as we see them pick up Magnus and Hellbringer filling out their tri lane. So they're going to be going for a killing tri lane, probably bottom, with Hellbringer, Andromeda. Sorry, my brain's wiping on me, and Magnus, which is a really good tri lane. Lots of lots of killing potential,
Especially after
which
level
is always
6.
interesting to see. Definitely look down at that bottom lane or whatever lane they choose. I'm assuming bottom for a lot of action in this game.
Yeah, a lot of action is definitely what I want on my plate. And who can we go for this carry on this Hellborn team? As you said, basically, I cannot really disagree with a Valkyrie Pebbles taking the solos. It does look like the Swiftblade will be picked up for this Hellborn team to go with that Slither and that Glacius. I mean, together, Swiftblade Glacius or Swiftblade Slither, devastating in their own right, but put two of them with that Swiftblade, and while he spins, of course, the magic immunity comes into play. Can definitely be a very hard guy to get away from, especially this early game with a lot of squishiness still going on.
Yeah, it's if these two tri lanes clash heads, it's going to be an incredibly exciting game, or an incredibly boring game because they're both going to be so afraid of each other. There's so much killing potential in both of those lanes.
Yeah, let's hope for the exciting game myself. So Valkyrie is probably going to match up against either the Wretched Hag or the Soul Steer. What's your pick?
I'd see sooner see a Valkyrie go against a Wretched Hag because of the base damage equal how equal the base damage is and all that stuff. And they're both very good soloing against one another. They both have escape mechanisms, so it'd be a fairly boring lane if those two do go together. I would sooner I'd sooner have the Pebbles going against the Soul Stealer because either one can take a lead in the lane. It's fairly even, so it's a pretty safe bet. But we'll see what they choose. They're professional players, whereas I am not. So
Our insight is
I'm
only
excited for this
so
game.
limited. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well,
Well,
we'll see how it goes. Looks like Wretched Hag is going bottom to solo.
yeah, we got the
So
Legion's tri-lane heading top, and I guess we have all five Hellborn going mid for maybe a rune gank.
yeah, for a ridiculously fun gank is what I like to call it. Yeah, they're going bottom for the gank, which is the mistake in their in this team. I'm assuming they thought they would go bottom to counter their tri lane, but it's not going to work out for them. Wretched Hag can just blink away at any sight of danger. Spotting the wing courier, he knows what's up.
A little bit of a
And
premature
yeah,
eruption there, Pebbles. Yeah.
and that's it for that gank attempt.
Sad face, sad face. But
It was a nice try
yeah,
though.
it was the all-in strat, and really it didn't pay off in this case. I mean, we have seen some ridiculously fast bloodlust. I think my record is -32, as in because we were still in the negative numbers, and that was just I think actually that was a disconnected hero, so not really any glory in that. But it does look like it spooked the Legion enough to at least have them all collapse middle. Or maybe they're going to all cycle down south now, as it looked like the tri-lane for the Hellborn cycled up north. A little weird of a swap.
Both of these tri lanes are going to counter the other. They thought that the triple lane would go bottom, and then they went top, or maybe they're just countering what they knew the Hellborn would do when they seen the Wretched Hag down there. They switch bottom
A Richard
while the Wretched
Egg.
Hag is going top. So, and I really like having a Wretched Hag go solo against a tri lane because he can blink into the forest and just soak up the XP. Not a problem at all. The only way and there's no way for them to get discovered against these two people. Although Slither does have toxin wards, it's pretty hard to find them in the
Yeah,
woods.
you'd have to really get like the right toxin ward off to enable to pull that one off. But Slither wisely not gonna use his poison spray there on that hag, as he's well aware that she has a blink. But you're right, jumping right into this forest is a great way to keep that experience at least kind of mounting. It's not going to be a huge rate of increase, but a nice offensive ward here from this Slither is definitely going to tell them when and where that Wretched Hag is going to be. So I'm going to say they're going to go early aggressor here and try for that kill, but at the same time, maybe Wretched Hag is just going to say, no, that's enough. I'm going to go out of my way to do other stuff like this Valkyrie has done.
Yeah. Well, that's all. Oh, and as you see a stun being thrown out and Soul Stealer dropping him really low. The Chuck to follow. He's so low on health, but I don't think Pebbles is going to have enough to go off and finish him. This mid lane's really close right now, actually, Jester. Looking at the creep score, it's 6-2 for Didser on Team Pyro there, whereas it is 5-1 for for Violation. Faye V playing that here. I don't know. Oh, and we see two ports coming in, two ports coming in the middle lane, trying to set something up, but Pebbles backs immediately. Nothing's going to go on here. As you see, the two heroes going top now, roaming. This is a ridiculous roaming strategy that Empire is throwing around up here. really exciting to watch as Valkyrie goes back bottom to pick up the rune and maybe get some free fire.
Well, speaking of the rune spot, that Slither easily spotted that Magmus and Hellbringer coming up, but he's kind of caught out of position without any kind of support, and in comes, the Wretched Hag. The auto attack's really just going to take him down. That was something that could have been executed a lot better, but in retaliation, this Andromeda going to be going down to this combo of Glacius and Swiftblade, but Hag and Magmus and Hellbringer really out for blood as they want to get this Man of Ice. They're easily going to get that Man of Ice. No problem, and that puts us at a 2-1 early lead here for Empire. I do believe Empire got the Bloodlust.
Yes, they did. They killed Slither down there. It was caught way out of position, as you said. He decided to go the wrong way, although he really didn't have much of a choice either way. He was surrounded by a Hellbringer and a Magnus. So either way he was going was not looking good for him. Maybe he thought he might have had some help from that Pebbles middle, but he doesn't really have much mana to do anything. Just getting his bottle now. Um, I don't see any light in that situation for Slither. He was bound to die.
No, can't really say otherwise. I mean, 3 heroes surrounding because of the blink in from that Hag. But speaking of blinking in, Magmus going up here on Glacius. Out comes the Comet, but Swiftblade is going to be out for blood, and that that Steam Bath is probably not going to do Magmus any favors as we see Hellbringer go down, and maybe a pickoff here from Magmus, but I think he will be okay, as that was really close for Glacius. I mean, he dropped really low, 30 hit points.
Yeah. Actually, that was a really good exchange. Pyro turned around rather nicely with the Magma stunning in, and they almost got the Glacius, but with that Swiftblade spin in the middle of the Steam Bath, there was nothing they could do. They had to turn around there, otherwise they would have lost more heroes.
And that's always the sign that your gank has gone wrong when you lose the exchange. Not so fun. But yeah, Pebbles is definitely keeping up with the Soulsteer. Soulsteer looks like he's bottle ferrying, as it looks like there's a kill down south with Valkyrie taking out that Hag. Looks
Actually caught that one. It was a pretty interesting exchange. Valkyrie uh, managed to harass her down a little ways. I think Hag blinked in first and then landed a stun. 1.5 second stun was just enough to kill her over by the outpost there.
Well, that will put Valkyrie nicely in a good position to do a little bit of free farming, but Hag and Invis Soulsteer are probably going to say otherwise. Just not enough mana for that Valkyrie to jump. Actually, that's a lie. It's just a cooldown issue for making that jump, making the leap. So a quick, easy kill there for Soulsteer. Going to go back mid. Violation taking on that Pebbles once again. Now, Violation is bottle ferrying, right? Is Pebbles bottle ferrying at all?
Yes, well, you have to bottle fairy against the Soul Stealer as a Pebbles because the harass is just it's way too ridiculous. As you see the
Courier?
courier, yeah, that's it, coming down, but he doesn't send the bottle off. I'm assuming he's going to try to get a rune here in a minute. And he doesn't really need the bottle right now, refilled as he's full on health and mana. But this middle lane's been really interesting to watch. It's been really back and forth as you see Soul Stealer checking at some hands. Uh, I can't say his name. Didizzer coming in on him. Gonna throw out the Chuck. Not quite enough damage. The Soul Stealer's gonna be able to auto attack him down. Just barely. Really close encounter there. Coming up from the
Well,
middle.
that was kind of the issue there on Pebbles' side because, when you throw out your stun, you got to throw out your Chuck at the same time for that double damage, and he did not do that. He split them up. Swiftblade's up top, nearly landing that double kill, takes out that Hellbringer, does not take out the Magmus. Actually, he might take out the Magmus. He's pretty fast dude at this point. Might even be able to pick up this triple here on Andromeda, landing those last auto attacks, and down she goes indeed. That's a triple kill up top, and it looks like the creeps have scored their revenge as Slither goes down to cannon fire.
But that was more than worth it. They got a double tap for Swiftblade there, finishing his phase boots. That was definitely really in favor of the Hellborn side, as they just give Swiftblade some free farm on top of that as well.
So clan Hatchet Pyros here, showing us the tri-lane and its deadly potential with a Swiftblade in the middle of it. Looks like some triple stack creeps here are going to be trying to pull them off. And fails.
Just a little bit, but any kind of advantage is good. Allowing the creep wave to push back up so you can get more farm. Unfortunately, that's a disadvantage of the tri lane. It always seems to push a little faster.
Whoa.
And you don't get as much farm. And that's why this Swiftblade's doing all the creep pulling.
He is also all alone.
He's going to try to get... Yes, he is. But as the other team members are roaming around, we see Slither trying to set something up maybe in this middle lane. He's got a nice ward of sight down here, giving him full vision of inside of the lane and in the river there.